So today I'm going to talk about a belief that I highly recommend for people that I work with and people who I speak to through this channel to implement in their mind, right? To program into their mind. And that belief is the universe loves me. So what if you've had, spiritual awakenings, if you have seen experientially that you are life itself, that you are God itself expressing as an emanation, a form of itself, right? How does it even make sense to say that there's a me that the universe loves, right? And here's the thing, at least from my experience and what I speak to, an awakening, right, it can take you out of your psychological experience so that you realize what is beyond the psyche, but then it comes back and transfigures the psyche. And sometimes it transfigures the psyche first, and then you see what's beyond the psyche. But in my experience, I was ejected out of my body mind, and I saw in a very vivid way, right, the truth of what I am fundamentally. And then that truth came into my individual expression and transfigured my psyche. And so even if you have had mystical experiences and seen like these fundamental truths, like I am God itself, I am life itself, if in your life things happen and you assume the worst, you catastrophize things, you feel like life is punishing you, like God is punishing you, right? You want to be very honest about that so that you can change that belief, so that the true self, right, can actually emanate through you unobstructed. So the belief, as I said, is that the universe loves me. The universe loves me. My partner left me because the universe loves me. I have this physical symptom because the universe loves me. Not because I deserve to be punished, because I deserve to be in pain, because I deserve to suffer, right? If you react to a condition in a way that reveals what you are really assuming about life, right? It reveals your true convictions about life, like life is happening to me, I'm a victim, this is happening because I'm going to be alone, or I'm going to be sick, and gloom and doom thinking, right? If your mind goes there, right, you don't yet know that the universe loves you. And so what I recommend, and this is a construct that if accepted into the mind, is one of the most important things to know. Right? It's one of the most important things to first believe and then know. And how do you know it? Well, quite simply, right? When you are falling asleep, when you are in meditation, when you are waking up in the morning and your brain waves are not yet in beta, take that opportunity to program thoughts into your mind, right? The universe loves me. The universe loves me. The universe loves me. I feel uncontrollable rage because the universe loves me. Because it's a message. The universe is trying to send me a message that perhaps I'm not creating appropriate boundaries in my life. Perhaps I'm not getting the message or the gem of a situation that I really actually want to get on a soul level so that I can evolve, right? All of the things, all of the conditions in our lives, whether they be internal or external, are because we are so loved by the universe, period. I have a physical symptom because the universe loves me, because I came here with a powerful desire to express myself, and part of me is not in alignment. And so the universe is asking me to slow down and pay attention. The universe is asking me to correct something in my thinking, in my feeling, in my habit, so that I can better manage and direct my creative energy. So ask yourself very honestly, when things happen in your life, right, in your body, in your emotions, in your relationships, is your baseline reaction, right? A catastrophe? Is it a domino effect of catastrophic thinking? If that is the case, that means that you have a conviction inside of yourself that essentially life is punishing you. God is punishing you. You are punishing yourself because you deserve to be punished, right? An iteration of life is happening to me. I am a victim to life, and it is a punishment. And that is simply not the case. So if you can work this construct into your life, so much resistance in your life will disappear, because how much of your fear is related to being alone and therefore comes up in relationship, or the threat of a relationship ending, or the fear of not ending a relationship that is actually not feeling natural to you. How much fear comes from the worst case scenario thinking that we do when we assume that maybe something's going wrong inside of our bodies. It is possible for you to be having an intense physical symptom and at the same time know that is because the universe loves you, right? You could be short of breath, you could be having a heart palpitation. Trust me, I know this from experience. The physical body for me personally was something that was, it was difficult to work through the fear because of a traumatic experience I had with cancer, right? I had a lot of surgery and other things, and I realized that some part of me still believed, right, that first of all, that I'm not free. So if I ever get into a medical situation again, I am not free to choose my course of action. I am at the whim of what doctors suggest to me. I believe that the worst case will happen again. I believe that on some level, I believe that my body is conspiring against me. When I started implementing this construct into my life, the universe loves me. I know that the universe loves me. Everything is a gift. Everything is a gift, even when to our human conditioned minds, it doesn't look like it. It only doesn't look like it to our conditioned minds. The nature of reality is not neutral. It's not like divine neutrality. Divine neutrality is something that we have to get to in order to touch the ground of being. But when the heart opens, right, not only the mind, but when the heart opens, you realize life is actually not neutral. It's actually literal love. It's nuclear love. And it is supporting our journey in our ability to be able to perceive and experience our true nature. And so if part of us is not in alignment with that, the universe will let us know because it loves us, right? But when I started to implement this construct into my life, literally by just as I'm falling asleep, and mind you, I had thousands of mystical experiences. I mean, I have seen things that I can't unsee. However, if I was being really honest with myself, part of my mind still felt attacked by the medical community, by my own body, by God, right? Even though I know I am that, right? That separate self part of me, that traumatized part of me that believes it's separate from life, is perceiving that something is happening to me because life is punishment, because I'm being punished, because I'm doing something wrong, because my body is not working properly. The body is always working properly to give you a message. But what I noticed was, and this was really, really big for me, is that I used to have resistance in dealing with medical doctors, partly because of the knowledge that I have now about health and healing in the body, I believe is a bit more advanced than many medical doctors, maybe not all of them. And so the tests and procedures that they do tend to be, at least to me personally, tend to be a bit invasive. But what I realized when I changed that belief inside of me, all that resistance just went away. And what I realized was the truth, which is that doctors are healers and they do their best. I am free and I can choose to take their suggestions or reject them. And I am willing to accept the help of the matrix, so to speak, right? I don't really particularly love that term. It's like everything is God. It's just what level of consciousness are you observing when you interact with this world? Because if you believe that the universe loves you, then you will attract the loving parts of the medical industry and even the pharmaceutical industry and and every aspect of your life, your family members, your own body. It's a very important foundational belief to begin from, that the universe is love, that the universe does love you as an individual. Even if you've seen that you are the universe, you are still the universe expressed as an individual, and that individual, the traumatized fragments of the individual, has various relationships with the idea of God. And so if you can identify within yourself parts of you that feel like you're being punished, and you can rework that in your mind so that you know that the universe is love and that you are deeply loved and cared for and known, so much resistance in your life will fall away. And I speak everything that I say from my own experience. And it feels so good to be able to be in the world and be able to truly and just naturally see the good in things, in every aspect of life, because I no longer feel attacked by life. So this message has been on my heart for a few days, and I wanted to share it with you. I'm sorry I haven't been making as much content lately. I travel a lot, and I will be traveling a lot for the next 6 weeks or so. And if anybody has a specific idea for a video, I would be happy to consider it and try to make content about those questions that you may have. So I hope this was helpful. It was so important for me as an individual to accept this into my life, and not just on an intellectual level. And the way to bypass the intellect, right, is to get out of the beta brainwave state, which for the most part is all of us during our waking state. Even if you are a meditator, and even if your mind is relatively still and quiet, right, as long as you're actively paying attention to the external world, your mind is most likely at least in low beta. So when you're waking up in the morning, and when you're drifting off at night, and even when you're in meditation, I teach a lot of people to think on purpose. Like, quieting the mind is really great, but once you're quiet, the thought creates, right? Word creates, sound creates. The universe loves me creates. And it will be evidenced in your life as soon as the same day when you are faced with a challenge or some condition in your life, and you no longer feel attacked by it. You feel capable of being with it, of being present with it. You feel free to make choices within it. You feel free to appreciate it, because you don't need to use your fear to propel you away from it. This is one of those things that I find is really universally helpful for humanity, because we're living in a chaotic time, and it's important to ground ourselves in stable knowledge of our true nature, and knowledge of how the universe feels about us. And what you experience is what you believe about that. It's not the nature of reality, as I said, is love, right? The universe loves you unconditionally no matter what. The question is, do you see that or not? Do you know that or not? Try to think that thought on purpose in meditation. Put it as a background message on your cell phone, right? Have it as an input in your life, and watch that turn into magic in your life. So I hope this is helpful, and I hope you have a beautiful day.